Hey guys, we just got back from Captain America Brave New World, the latest MCU film, which is, after seeing it, seems to be kicking off the Avengers kind of thing 2.0. We have 2 films left until the new Avengers film with Robert Downey Jr., Avengers Doomsday. And those 2 films are
Thunderbolts
and Fantastic Four. So not a lot of time before the next Avengers film. I'm very curious who's going to be on the new team. But let's talk about that in a bit. Instead, obviously, let's jump into Captain America Brave New World. Now, I had the misfortune of seeing a few review scores before going, and notoriously, I think IGN gave this a 5 out of 10. So I was like, holy shit, what's happening? And then I had to look up here. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 51% critics. There is no audience score yet, though I'm... after having seen it, I'm pretty sure the audience score will be higher. The audience will be a little kinder to it. But I can see where the critics are coming from on this particular one. But before I give my full rating, why don't we hear from the boys first? What do you guys think of
I agree with those ratings. Honestly, I thought this was a very mid. Yes.
What's the problem? Do you think
the
that
paper thin writing? It's like this could have been a Disney Plus streaming movie or something. It's like,
kind of feels like that.
Something's going on. It's shady. Don't look at the file or don't look and investigate. And then some more brainwashing. Like we've done this stuff before multiple times.
Yeah.
Very cliche. And I might get downvoted for this, but I honestly don't think Anthony is a very star power.
Okay, Joe, I'll get downvoted too because that was going to be one of the things that I said. I like the guy.
Yes,
he puts in a solid performance, but he just doesn't seem like a leading man. Seems like a great supporting character.
Yeah, he's not very charismatic, but he is a nice guy. Aside, he's not a Chris, a Robert, or a Chadwick. Those are great guys, but I don't think he could have held this film to himself. Then he did have some assistance with the other widow, the 4-foot lady.
The 4-foot lady.
She looked like she was fucking 4 feet.
The Black Widow dwarf, the Black Widow tiny lady.
Yes,
got
and
it. Her thing is black and blue leather instead of black and red.
It's just like a lot of generic. A lot of this movie was super generic.
Miscast. I'm sorry, I don't buy it for a second.
Yeah, so it's the writing. The characters didn't really feel like they didn't hold my attention very well. The choreography for the fights was very stale. I didn't like it. The CGI stuff was fine, whatever. It's like
even the CGI
dog fights,
I had issues with.
Yeah, the dog fights, it's fine. But overall...
This is directed by Julius Ona, who had previously, to his credit, as The Girl Is in Trouble, Cloverfield Paradox, and Loose.
What?
Yeah, I think pretty uninspired directing here. Very flat, just really standard cinematography, nothing interesting to look at.
The big reveal.
And it may not necessarily be Anthony Mackie's fault because look at this screenplay. It's written by Rob Edwards, Malcolm Spellman, Dallin Mousson, Julius Ona himself, and Peter Glanz. Jesus.
They should have spiced up the story a little bit, gave him some better supporting characters or something. But
I heard there were reshoots. Could you tell that there were reshoots?
Yeah.
In the final sort of confrontation, it looked very green screen as Anthony's talking to the Hulk.
Yeah, and Red Hulk was nah.
Harrison Ford, Joe.
Man didn't want to be there.
Yeah. I just kept thinking it's a hodgepodge. It felt like 2 movies smashed together, 2 scripts, 2 screenplays. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to do. I think they were dead set on writing a, like John Grisham they want or Tom Clancy type thing where there's a lot of political intrigue and things are going and they realize that Anthony Mackie didn't have the pull, and so they needed to put something else in. And I think that they moved Red Hulk. I thought that Red Hulk was going to be something that was going to be a secret that people were supposed to be surprised about. And the main bad guy of the film, this dude who's not worth remembering, he's not good. It's not particularly interesting. Everything that he does is kind of unbelievable, and they don't flesh him out. Are you talking
about the guy? We'll try to keep it at
the main
spoilers.
bad guy.
The main bad guy who it's a character who's been in the franchise before. You may not expect, but I agree.
Yeah, it's not very good, and so it does feel like that there's two different movies working. There's some awkward and awful ADR work where Anthony Mackie's his voice gets louder in a scene randomly,
noticed that.
and it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Weird.
And it's like they had to go back and rewrite this movie. And because I honestly feel after seeing this that Red Hulk was supposed to be this big secret, and then they're like, wait a minute, no one's going to see this movie. Push him to the front. Let's do a really big set piece. Let's figure this thing out.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but so the problem is Harrison Ford is 85 fucking years old. He's too old, and so we can't use him ever again.
Yeah,
so we've now wasted Red Hulk.
When he got his shirt off and he shrinks down, I'm like, oh man, get that
And
man
look,
a towel.
some people age, and I totally get it. But it's like you're supposed to make me. We're supposed to be excited about seeing these characters, and I'm just thinking it's like, oh cool, we'll never see that guy again because he's 90 years old.
Yeah,
and
that's gonna be Hugh Jackman though.
So to tap into what you guys say in here, that it kind of feels like a Disney Plus thing.
Yes.
The writers, I told you 5 writers there. Well, the writers, I think 2 or 3 of them are from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. They're carrying over their characters from the TV series,
should have just
but it just
continued
didn't
with that,
get
and then
punched
that's
up. This be season 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Season 2, this would be a good season 2.
Flesh this out a little bit
Flesh
more.
this
Sure,
out.
throw it on there.
That'd be a good season 2. I'm not joking.
That would have been better.
Ford. It just doesn't quite feel like a major motion picture event. The climactic battle in the sea between the American fleet and the Japanese fleet is not very compelling and frankly not very good. Luckily, there's a second climactic battle, which they've spoiled in the trailers, Red Hulk versus Captain America. Now, Alex is right. The true villain is a disappointment. We'll talk about him in the spoilers. On multiple levels of disappointment. A very powered down version of what we're supposed to be getting. Seems kind of a pointless thing. Not really sure why we're setting it up. Digging the bottom of the barrel, essentially. And God, man, it just, we got the Red Hulk here, and we've got barely any mentions of the Green Hulk. The Avengers are broken up.
A little bit.
There's a little bit, yeah, I guess so. But you would expect to see Green Hulk or something. If you're going to introduce Red Hulk, I need to see Green Hulk.
Well, Green Hulk is ruined. I don't actually ever want to see Marvel's.
Actually,
Disney
Green
Marvel's.
Hulk is not a thing anymore, right? Because it's just Bruce Banner as the Hulk now. There's not Hulk.
Yeah, he's small and he's got he's a deadbeat dad, and I'm supposed to be really excited to see him, and it's great.
So there are small morsels in this where it seems to be working, but those small scenes and pieces are not big enough and cannot be expanded enough to cover a feature film. I did like his rapport with his sidekick. This Joaquin, who takes over as the Falcon, as Anthony has moved on from the Falcon. I like their rapport. I like that character. He's kind of like the wide-eyed, happy-go-lucky guy, just fun to be around and wants to do the right thing. So there's a little bit of that. But again, feeling a lot like a Disney Plus type of thing.
Yeah, it's like they injected $100 million into Falcon and Winter Soldier Season 2 and were like, hey, let's just make this a movie. It's like, look, you need to lay the foundation a little bit better. Otherwise, it's going to come out as awkward. and it is awkward.
I
don't think this is a bad movie because
No, it's not a bad movie.
I don't think it's awful. I didn't hate being in
Listen,
there.
I think it's better than the Marvels.
Yes.
This is not. So people are like, "Is this the worst Marvel film?" No. But it's definitely in the lower rung.
It's not great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless you're really bored, maybe don't see
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. I was very kind to the Eternals when it came out.
I was not.
Would you rather see this or the Eternals?
I forgot.
I think I kind of, I've forgotten so much of the Eternals. I know I overrated the Eternals probably by about 2 points, but I think I might actually rather see the Eternals.
I probably would because it had Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek is beautiful. But I will say this, that finally they address the celestial being in the goddamn Indian Ocean Earth coming out from the Earth. This film practically deals with that. It's a central plot point. Yeah. It is the reason why there's friction between these countries and why we get so much on the president and from Harrison Ford's point of view. He gets plenty of screen time. But it's flat because the rivals who are all vying for the technology, it's all the countries fighting each other, but why are the countries France, Japan, India? Where the fuck is Russia? Where the fuck is China? Like actual countries that'll be like, get the fuck out of here or we will beat your ass. You know, instead of our allies, right? It does feel like a very PC, soft kid gloves move where we don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. Instead, we're, batting back and forth with the Japanese, who are incredibly patient and should have already, with what happens in this film, well, we'll talk about it in spoilers. Anyways, so and with a weak script, a kind of ho-hum plot line, and Anthony Mackie not really rising to that occasion of Captain America. I think he's a good dude. I like him. I kind of want him on the team, but he feels more like a Hawkeye, just one of the guys, not the guy. No. And I'm not saying that's based upon his performance, might just because they didn't give him the
these three
moments for it.
Continue being on the Avengers then?
Yeah, and
Sam,
I think it's wait! Don't do any spoilers.
It's spoilers.
So. Yeah, it is. It just, like I said, I can see where the critics are coming from. Now, I'm sure audience are going to walk in this, wow, it was entertaining. There was several audience members that were laughing and clapping in parts and stuff. So, no, not clapping, but just laughing.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a 68-70% for audience.
You think it's 60-70?
60-70.
If critics are at 50 and you don't think it's 80-90, you don't think not even this
Remember,
can satisfy.
it is not a grade out of 100. It's not how Rotten Tomatoes work. It very easily could be a 90% because
because most audience will be above
all you
average.
have to do is give it a 7 out of 10. And if 90% of the audience give it a 7 out of 10, which I think they're going to,
I
can see this being in the 80s.
Probably end up about
80s.
80,
83 to 85,
78 to 83. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so that we pretty much wrapped it up. There is one cameo from B-level characters that it's not like it's the captain. It's not like it's the original Captain America or anything. Don't go in.
The one from the 90s with the really cool helmet.
That would have been sweet.
The bike.
Yeah,
the bike. No, and then a post-credit scene which really wasn't worth the wait because they put it at the very, very end. Come on, Marvel, start putting these,
especially if it's like that.
Yeah, have respect for the
cool
theater employees.
Sure, I'll wait for something cool, but that
was really bad.
Could have been like a little email.
Yeah. So we were disappointed, and I think ultimately we all are on the same page. It feels like season 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It's Captain America now,
but just Captain America, and Harrison Ford show. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go with the final verdicts.
5 for me. This was just an average film. You wanted to check it out over the weekend, got nothing else to do? Sure, why not? But don't expect a lot from this movie. It's paper thin. Just try to enjoy some of the action, even though the soldier fights were kind of lame. Just CGI stuff was eh.
Yeah.
When you say that, it's like listen, Captain
generic
America is known for his brawling. So the problem is you didn't like the brawling.
No, I didn't. Did you?
No,
Exactly.
I thought the brawling was
With the generic
all right,
ass soldiers.
but I'm not going for all right. I'm going for good. I'm going for great. I'm going for badass.
Well, even then, like, he was getting beat up
All
by
right.
these little guys. I was like, well, okay. Well, this is not
Me
gonna
and
bode
Joe,
well for the
when we
beginning.
exited the theater, we're like, take the fucking serum. So that's the lesson from this movie. Take the fucking serum. Seriously. There's no reason for you not to. We've already talked about Alex is like, what are the side effects? There's no side effects.
Yeah. What is it? He's like, oh, I can't take it. It's like, but why?
Why?
If you have it.
Like
a lot Bradley of people has it. The Red Guardian has it, although smaller, inferior versions of it. Just take the fucking serum.
Take half the serum. Do something.
And then we could be able to, like, you know.
You were getting
He's
beat up.
taking a beating for no reason.
You're getting beat up by these just regular guards.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like several times, like he's in danger of dying because there's just a dude with a handgun, and it's like, come on, man! It's hard to have this like tension in a superhero movie, these really big situations when you're just a dude, and it's not working. And like he's not like Batman where he's one step ahead of everyone and kicks everyone's ass.
No.
Like he gets beat up a lot. Like he gets his ribs broken early on in
There's
the movie.
a wrestler, Seth, in there. He's fighting. I'm like, well.
Yeah, this isn't
So,
gonna work out.
as do we give ratings?
He just is,
Yeah,
yeah.
go
And
ahead.
so I don't think that this is great, but I don't think it's horrible. It's right in the middle. It gets some of it right. There are some cool scenes, but I truly feel like it's two things smashed together, and neither of them work that way. So 5 out of 10. IGN's right.
Yeah, I heard.
They're hit and miss, but they were right on this one.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I heard. I went into this film knowing, the critics 51%, IGN 5 out of 10. Nah, I'm gonna like this more. Fuck these guys. Nah, I tried. I really tried, and I think it's an average film.
Yeah.
A 5 out of 10. I want like the highest I could see anybody ever giving it is like a 6 maybe, but. Man, you got some low standards, and I just know I can't do it. If that sequence with the two, so the big culmination, other than the Red Hulk, is 2 American fighters versus 2 Japanese fighters, and then our 2 bird characters go up and try to resolve the situation.
I mean, they should have watched
with missiles.
Top Gun Maverick or something, because like, hey,
that's way better.
It's like oh, cool, interesting stuff with airplanes.
So that was just kind of fell flat for me and kind of sagged the film, and that's supposed to be the action. There's in the second act, it's really not a lot of action. It's just this political intrigue and this master plan and trying to figure things out, but it is like real Fisher-Price type, kind of level on that. So, or Disney Plus level. So, I am going with a 5 out of 10 as well. And that kind of puts it towards the bottom. If I look up on Rotten Tomatoes, what were the worst ones? So there's 35 now, 35 films. This is the 35th. Wow, MCU. Damn, Marvel is kicking so much ass. All right, but not lately, because they got the worst ones. Let's start at 30. Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
31.
Thor:
Love and Thunder. I liked it way more than Dark World. Marvels. No, the Marvels is dead last for me. Then Captain America: Brave New World, currently. Then The Eternals at 47%. Captain America currently 51%. And then finally, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania at 46%.
Not a jerk. Or wait, don't be a jerk. Or something.
I'm not a jerk. Yeah, so
That's stupid.
just awful with MODOK.
Stupid.
Fucking stupid. So I would probably, I would still put this above the Marvels. I would put it above Ant-Man, Quantumania, and I would think it just barely edges out the Eternals for Selma Hayek. But I actually think I would rather watch Thor: The Dark World than Captain America Brave New World. So that's kind of our where we rank it amongst the 35. We can talk more about it in spoilers. Come join us. Why exactly did
if you
it fail?
saw it, or
Yeah. Or if you don't want to see it and you just want to hear us discuss it, because I know a lot of you like that. So, okay, here we go into the spoilers discussion. Hey, welcome to the spoiler section. Who wants to go?
so are those going to be on the Avengers now?
All right, that's
The
what I was doing
Falcon,
my most research on because I didn't care much about
what was
this
her name?
plot.
Sabri? I forgot. her
Sabri?
name.
Huh?
That widow.
Oh God!
I don't
know her name.
think
I don't want to know her name, and I'm done. She's 3 feet
trained-
tall.
Yeah, like I
and
didn't. Come
and
on,
she cannot
like,
beat up
it's
anybody.
Like me
Get the
being
fuck
in the
out of
NBA.
here. I'm like, how many fucking widows do we have in this world?
She looks too
stop it.
short though.
Yeah.
It's like she's like the mean new bodyguard, but obviously she's like I'm the mean one, but like she plays by the book. She's gonna be the friendly one to help out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like me in the NBA. Like no one's gonna take me seriously. I'm like, it just didn't feel weird.
It did not work out.
No,
I don't think they're going to assemble a new team. I think Captain America will be there because they're required to have the shield, but I don't think when they reboot this whole thing.
So when we get to Avengers Doomsday,
Okay.
Let's see who's available. The MCU team still has Spider-Man, Thor, Hawkeye, War Machine, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Wasp, Winter Soldier, and Falcon as Captain America, as they were all on the Infinity War and Endgame team. So you would think that maybe they would do that.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they're going to have the Fantastic Four and the Guardians, who can join them, and plus potentially Wanda and the Vision, depending on what happens in the TV stuff. And so the
Ironheart?
team could basically be the same team,
Black Panther.
just swapping Iron Man, Captain America, and Black Widow out for the Fantastic Four. Yeah. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario... You don't even want to know the worst case scenario.
I know what the worst case scenario is.
Yeah,
What is the shitty Ironheart? Is that a
please
shitty
God.
replacement Ironheart?
Okay, that's not gonna
shitty
happen.
replacement Black Panther.
That'll be Young Avengers, but the
Is it
funny thing
Kamala?
is Falcon America, Riri Williams Ironheart, Kate Bishop Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Kamala Khan,
Yeah.
Shuri Panther, Echo, and Valkyrie, all female team. This, that kind of person is these things, but
You know,
it
I
ain't
see
gonna
it.
be that. But if it is, boy, you count me the fuck out. That's gonna be a big no. But they could do a throwback. They could go Captain America, Sam, Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man.
Hulk
but
or Scar?
Rhodey. No, fuck Scar. Scar was introduced for 5 seconds. Doesn't even have a fucking speaking line. I don't think we're ever getting Scar. MCU has done such a bad job with Hulk. Such a bad job with the Hulk mythos and including Scar. Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Well, this movie is about.
Oh yes, the Centennial Island that came out from the Eternals. They actually found some adamantium, and they're trying to.
I gotta say the Falcon, because he does tease in this. So at some point, his partner goes down, slams into the water because he missed firing at a missile, and finally gets to the last minute. Missile explodes. He gets hurt. He's in the hospital. We have a nice, buddy scene at the end, and he says, you can join the Avengers.
But again, though, in the beginning of the
Guy
movie,
gonna join the Avengers. That guy. Look, I like Joaquin, but he better not be in the Avengers.
but in the beginning, he was like, "Oh, don't die! Hey, don't die!" It's like, okay, something's gonna happen. Like, oh no, okay.
Yeah, he's always very concerned from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Joe. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, yes, they find some adamantium, and they're trying to have a treaty.
Oh, so that's big, Joe. This is the first mention of adamantium in the
It's
MCU.
stronger
This
than
is
vibranium,
huge.
so
that means that the fucking obviously if they bring Wolverine over, they can bring the X-Men now with the adamantium.
Yes,
It's a stronger metal than, vibranium, which is Captain America's shield.
So they're trying to have a little treaty so they could help out the world and this and that. So they have a little presentation. But then something goes off. Was it
they pull
Isaiah?
They pull a Manchurian candidate.
Yes.
Okay, so the whole bad guy is this egghead dude that accidentally got Hulk's blood in his blood,
This is the leader.
Which is exactly how Kraven was made, by the way.
This was the leader from the previous Incredible Hulk film. Is he actually from the
Eric Bana one?
Yeah,
is he?
He's from the. Is he from the Eric Bana one?
I don't know.
He might actually be from
the Incredible Hulk 2008.
Or is it 2008?
Yeah.
Well, what's Ang Lee's? 2008 is actually Edward Norton.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, that's him.
So it is the guy from Edward Norton. They recast the guy, and they finally, because they teased that nearly 20 fucking years ago that he would be the leader, and his brain is growing, and they finally follow up. And
William Hurt was Ross.
Right. It was a different guy.
He passed away at the time.
Yeah.
So this guy is super smart. He's got Hulk's blood turning his brain into, it's huge. And so he figures out a way to program people's brains from afar. He can play a song and have your cell phone flash in your eyes.
The leader is way more powerful in the Marvel universe than this. He's a deep-powered version. He can actually mind control you.
Yeah.
Here,
it's
research.
It's Manchurian candidate stuff where they flash the thing and they play the song, and then he can control you to kill yourself or kill someone or miss. And he figures out a way to program. And then that's what it is. Like, they set up this thing where Isaiah is framed for attempting to kill the president. He's engineering this conflict between the U.S. and Japan over, like, mineral rights.
And if you don't know Isaiah Bradley, he was from, I think, maybe one of the Disney Plus shows that they discovered that there was or Winter Soldier. There's a Captain America before Captain America, or in service after African American, not as strong, a different version of the serum or a weaker version of the serum, and the government was a fucking asshole to him and fucking put him in jail, experimented on him, so that kind of gives the public appearance that maybe he would want to shoot the president.
Yeah. So they set up this entire, global conflict, and it's just Winter Soldier going around and he's kind of always one step behind the leader because he's so much smarter. They kind of figure out what's going on.
He's a smart guy. That's in the dialogue, too. He's very smart.
Yeah, and then but the leader's also been slowly poisoning Thunderbolt Ross by giving him these pills, and they're under the guise of being heart pills, and so it's like, hey, you're gonna die if you don't take these pills 3 times a day. But there's gamma radiation in the pills, which is not how gamma radiation. Okay,
that's not how that shit works.
All right, cool.
You're not as smart as the guy with the big brain.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, so we've taken these pills, and
Hulk honestly wasn't that big. The leader's brain is supposed to be huge, bigger, taller.
It was better and invisible. But here, like, the Hulk is not in the movie. He's not important to it. It happens after the fact.
No.
It's like this throwaway side scene. Everything is set up by this global conflict that the leader is setting up, which is why it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Because we get to the Indian Ocean. There's some Japanese battleships. We have American carriers, and he mind controls 2 American pilots, and they start launching missiles at the Japanese fleet.
And they were like minimal damage. Okay.
Yeah, and then the United States is like, hey, this is not us doing it. Someone's taking control of our fighters.
The Japanese are super patient.
Yeah.
Even the fucking pilots, they literally already have fighters scrambled. Their fleet has already been attacked. You have 2 hostile fucking planes in the air, and they still don't fire. Or they do fire like once.
If they got hit 17 times, it's okay. Hold.
Oh, yeah.
Hold for what? For more?
Look, the American Navy, we got a lot more. I mean, I don't know in the MCU, but it's like they wouldn't want to fire upon us.
Yeah, and so go keep.
And so they set up this conflict, and so we have like two airplanes mind controlled, and then the 2 dudes in wingsuits fight them. They take down the missiles in the most unbelievable kind of dumb way possible,
and they eject the pilots from the the fighter jets. That's it. But it's not. The CGI is okay, but it's just not compelling enough.
And this is the best fight
that they come up with.
That was it.
This was from Disney Plus season 2, basically.
Yeah, they really needed to ramp up the tension and the I mean,
if it was Russia, if it was China, and they actually started firing at each other, I don't know. There's a different way to do it.
Yeah.
And this is the censored kitty gloves
Very
way.
censored.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the problem is the movie itself is kind of slow often, and so it's like, that's fine, but you got to lead and build up into something big, and there is nothing big here.
The problem is we don't care about this Black Widow, and she initially is set up as, oh, maybe a bad guy, maybe an obstacle for Anthony Mackie to, get past, because she's the security detail for Harrison Ford's president character, and then she ends up actually kind of being an ally, and they're right, and this and that, but she's not compelling, and neither is Anthony, and this is so spelled out, it's not intriguing.
Well, and it was, she immediately resolved the conflict. She wasn't even an antagonist for longer than 30 seconds.
No.
Because the very next scene, she's like, "Oh my God, they're
believe-
right."
Yeah.
And then
So it was the next scene. It was like,
Yeah, she's like, what the
Captain
fuck?
America. Sam figures it out. He's like, oh no. Joaquin figures it out. He's like, there's the flashing from the cell phone because they were taking pictures before they met the president, and that's when Isaiah Bradley got to see,
And then everyone
and everybody else did. And so right after that scene, then it's her discovering the
What?
same thing, and she's like, I gotta go talk to these people, and then the shadowy organization shoots and kills them. No, the leader uses mind control to use one of the guards to shoot and kill them. You know what we fucking forgot?
I was about to bring
completed
it up
the
if you
fucking
are.
shit. Go ahead.
Esposito.
Yes.
We
I can't
completely
believe
forgot.
we completely forgot.
Honestly-
What's his name? Sling Blade? Slash Blade?
Sidewinder.
Sidewinder.
What?
Is it?
Sidewinder? I thought
Yeah,
it was
I
Sling
mean, I
Blade.
brought him up in the normal thing.
Did you?
He pretty much takes out Captain America with a revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
so
chasing him around. He's like, "Haha, I've got bullets."
And
in
this
his
is me and Joe. Like, this man needs fucking super serum because he could have died right there. He only had plot armor.
He
that's
was going to
protected.
die to the wrestler, Seth. Yeah, in
Yeah.
the beginning, it's like, oh, me and you, let's fight.
Oh, that's That's a wrestler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bro, what's so special
guy
about
was
this?
he was
guy?
huge, and he broke
was
his
huge.
wrist.
No.
He broke his
And they should have
ribs.
said that they gave that guy super serum or a weak version of super serum.
But he didn't
or
need
something.
it. He
Because
basically
it's just
beat
like
him
a
up.
random soldier beats up Captain America.
Yeah, that's
What the fuck?
This is it. Take it. Take the
super serum.
or do some roids or something. Like, you got to do
so
something.
Even Giancarlo Esposito cannot elevate this, and his performance here was much better than
Yeah, but it's super
Megalopolis.
short.
I got to tell you guys, he actually was trying here, but it's super short. He's taunting some priests. He's a fucking bad guy. He seems clever, and by the end, he goes to jail, and he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you in the future, Captain America. So they have a thing, this Sling Blade versus
We got Trick.
Captain America.
Well, we got Trick because you see
Sidewinder.
We get him
I gotta look
and
up
fucking Red
Sidewinder.
Hulk on the posters. Like,
They're-
oh, it's gonna be them.
Nope.
It's barely them.
That's-
At
Yeah.
the very end.
It's barely them.
Our fucking waitress in the fucking Alamo that goes by last call. I'm like, last call, the motherfucking
It's like, where's Red Hulk?
the jet scene hasn't even finished. Where's Red Hulk? It's literally all
He's getting
resolved
mad.
in
I
like
was like,
the
oh,
last
now he's coming.
15
No,
minutes.
no, he's relaxing. Oh, not even in that scene. I was like, okay, well, I get it.
Yeah.
Look, man, I
Oh
gotta
my
go.
god!
I gotta
if you
go.
Look at, okay, I gotta show you because I was like, "Who's Sidewinder?" And the whole time I was thinking, "Who's Sidewinder from the comics?" I'm gonna put up a picture of Sidewinder. You know that dinosaur that attacks Newman on the Jurassic Park island?
The Dilophosaurus.
Yes, he is a Dilophosaurus. What is this guy? That's who you
It
picked for
doesn't
this?
look like he uses guns.
Right. So I was intrigued what he looked like. I was also intrigued by Isaiah Bradley. I really wanted to see him in a Captain America outfit because I liked his character. He's like this old man, it's like, oh, I'll teach you to somebody, Captain America takes the new Falcon to learn some stuff. But Bradley actually never even teaches him anything. But, it's like, hey, old man kind of thing. And I like Isaiah Bradley, and I want to know more about this other Captain America who once donned the suit. That's what Isaiah, I'm going to put up a picture of Isaiah Bradley now.
Yeah,
That's what he looks like in the costume. and
He's
that's
the only
cool.
person in this movie that actually looks like he fits in the superhero movie. And so, like,
Yeah.
honestly, so there's a chart. I don't know if it's accurate where they say Isaiah Bradley, he's 6'1", 195 pounds. It's like, dude, that is small for, like, when you think Captain America. And he towers over Anthony Mackie. So it's like, is
Yes.
Anthony Mackie like 5'7"? Like, he's supposed to be Captain America, like, larger than life, and he's not.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so
yeah, he's like 6'1". Like, Jesus Christ, 6'1". It's like Alex is. God, the guy's. Yeah. 'Cause Alex is taller than him.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, how is that what I look like every time? Makes sense.
It's
I look
okay.
like that. What was it? Sabrine. I keep forgetting her name.
I don't even know her fucking name. I don't want to know her name.
You gotta look
She's
it up.
she may be the new widow. I thought it was gonna be Yelena, but it's not.
Her name is Ruth.
Ruth.
Yeah, Ruth Bat-Seraph.
Yeah.
Because they said she went to the
Ruth
widow
Bat-Seraph.
training program thing, so they're like, get out of her way. Then she has
An
that hallway scene.
Israeli former Black
Yeah,
Widow.
she's Mossad. Yeah.
What? How?
Did you not see the hallway scene?
Yeah, she did the
No.
Me neither.
thing. Yeah. It was
The
very dark. And
camera
it was
was
cut,
here.
it was cut really, it was
And her
cut.
head was popping up and down here. I did see her do one wall maneuver because she had to
Like,
get in
look,
the frame
I'm
to
short
do it.
too.
Well,
but
that's
it
the only
looked
way
like,
she could punch someone in
Joe
the
can
face.
make these
Oh,
jokes.
yeah, like I'm short too, but it looked like Chucky was running around. I
And her
was
outfit
scared.
was dumb as fuck.
Yeah. Well, and it gets worse too because later on she shows up in like a widow gear. She's wearing a
Yes.
coat, but she's got widow gear under it.
Underneath?
That's what I'm saying.
And
Her
you're
outfit was dumb as fuck.
And you're like, why are you wearing
it's
this?
not even a cool-looking black and blue leather jacket.
Well, I mean, she shops at the kids section. I'm sure they don't have a whole lot of selection.
Guys,
You
was
shut your
there,
mouth.
guys, was there something wrong with Liv Tyler's face?
It was
Was that
CG.
CGI?
I think she was de-aged.
Maybe she was either de-age or she wasn't there that day and it was green screened or something and they got her
Maybe it was
afterwards
the glass,
and the
the prison
reshoots.
warping her.
Yeah, it was really weird. So Liv Tyler hasn't been in the MCU film in ever
2008.
since 2008. They got her back for this.
She has a short, yeah. It's almost an after credit scene type
It
thing because
is.
this is the third time the movie ends. Because the movie ends and then there's like 15 more minutes of like Sam being a good guy and like he visits this person and he makes sure this person's okay and he checks on this person and then he brings Liv Tyler to the raft. It's called the raft,
Yeah.
the prison where.
They kept the Avengers.
Yeah,
on
so
the
it's where
Civil
Thunderbolt
War.
is and he's hanging out there and he brings his daughter because he's nice.
They did the
Is
old,
this why-
sun's going down, big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that moment. So Harrison Ford's character, Thunderbolt Ross, he really, really cares about his daughter. And he took her to see the cherry blossoms in Washington, just like Joe went one time. And
He did. I didn't get to.
oh, you
I
didn't get
did.
to, it was you? Okay.
I'm gonna try to go in April
Yeah.
to
Dr.
Washington.
Evil has the lockdown on that. We can
Yes.
go visit them anytime. But
See,
apparently it will calm down.
yeah, I think this scene would have been better
Hulk.
if like he's
Red
beating
Hulk.
the shit out of. Well, I guess he would have died. He's beating the shit out of fucking Captain America, and then she walks up.
Yeah, of course.
And that would have been better.
You do it right then.
Yeah,
not
'cause, like-
in a reshoot afterwards
Yeah,
in
because
the raft.
it just didn't work out. Because
It
he's like,
doesn't even
hey,
make sense.
remember you were here with your daughter and
Yeah.
you did cool stuff. It doesn't hold as
her
much
father is
emotion.
fucking a assassination attempt, almost killed, and she doesn't call her father. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for not calling
Yeah, it
you,
would have
Dad.
been
I
more
should have called you
impactful
when
if
you were
she showed up
assassinated."
there. Yeah, she showed up there,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's seeing what you're doing. It's like, you look, you turned into a monster. I don't want you to see me like this. And then he finally transforms back. That would have been better. But what we got, no.
No, it wasn't.
not very
Well, I mean, look, we have depowered, normal, short dude Captain America fighting Red Hulk, who honestly, often enough, beats the shit out of normal Hulk. And so it's like the whole scene is dumb and unbelievable, and it's resolved again in the dumbest way, like you
So
said.
if he did not have Wakanda technology infused into his suit, he'd be
He
dead.
did.
So he had a Wakanda technology, which, as you know, the more you punch it, the more hits it takes, the more it absorbs, and then releases a blast. If you know the lore, if you've seen Black Panther, multiple Black Panthers, that's how it works. So that's the
pokes him with
excuse
his
for him.
wing.
His knives are really the only thing that can penetrate, which I don't even think they'd penetrate them, but maybe they are made of vibranium.
That's
I'm
what I was
sure they
thinking,
are.
yeah.
From Wakanda,
Because it's cutting
I
through the
guess.
fucking plane and through the cars.
So we just get
Okay.
to chop
Yeah,
up. We can
it's got to be vibranium.
slice Hulk in half now. Like, so this Captain America is actually able, because that's how he takes him down. He stabs him with his wing,
Yeah.
like really deeply in his gut. Stabs him with the wing.
After doing all the knives, he left one knife. He's able to kick this one knife when he's really about to die and then get the upper hand. They both charge each other after he rips a wing off. And you think Anthony's done, and then he does it. So it's about, I get it. He's rising to the occasion. He's fighting way above his weight level, and I get it. But
I felt like Rocky's Corner. Throw the damn towel.
And so they both fall down, and they're both fucked up. The tiny lady, Bat Seraph, whatever, what a terrible name, Ruth, comes and says, "Hey, are you okay? You know, our backup's in 5 minutes." And then they see the Red Hulk
as long as I knocked him down.
And then
Oh
Red
no,
Hulk gets
he's
up.
not.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
because he's fucking Red Hulk.
got this.
If he's anywhere near his right, and he doesn't fight. Instead, he talks to him. He's like, "I know you can kill me in one punch, but I have a feeling you don't want to." And then, luckily, some cherry blossoms are floating in front of his face.
They would have been floating the
Because
entire time.
like, I would have got it if he brought his daughter at that moment. You know, and they came out of the car. Perfect, Joe. But it was just the mention of his daughter that he shouldn't be doing
I'm
this.
like, don't talk about my daughter.
Boom! And he's already mad. He should be even more mad that he got beat up and stabbed.
Yeah.
All right. But I will say I like Red Hulk's design. Harrison Ford's, you know, because they make
It's
the Hulk
underutilized,
use his
though.
face on Red Hulk, so I like that design. It looks cool.
But it should have been
He's
longer
smaller
or better.
and thinner than
It should have been
Hulk.
like the more of a main villain,
Yeah.
more something.
Yes, that's what the reshoot should have done. Let's make Red Hulk transform multiple times. Let's get him out of control. A fucking Red Hulk running the country would be hilarious. We'll have him talk a little bit more in that. You know, it's like, oh my God, the guy's still the president. We need to fucking, you know, capture him and calm him down and stuff. And
No, but
he's just on a
unfortunately we
rampage.
got Stern.
We gotta, yeah. Now, I did appreciate the practical effects. I made a big deal about this in the behind the scenes. The leader has a more comic accurate look in the film, even though his brain's not as big. I need his brain to be bigger. It was
like
achieved through
the
practical
Toad.
effects. Nelson requested this, and he was excited to have the character's deformation visible on set for himself and the other actors to experience. But they just didn't do enough with the character, and I just didn't feel any threat from him at all.
They didn't do enough with any of the characters.
It reminds me, honestly, of that deformed guy with the fucking string bean hair from DC's Green Lantern. You know, that fucking... If you remember the villain from that. Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern.
Oh,
I know
God,
you don't
I
remember.
don't.
Don't worry about it. I finally brought up something so obscure Joe didn't remember.
No.
Anyways, yeah, unfortunately, most of this is forgettable, and it's really condensed into the last 20 minutes of this film, you know, that boss fight, and it's just not enough.
Nope.
There is a fight towards the beginning of the film the boys talked about with the wrestler that's really kind of ho-hum.
Rollins.
And then we get an action scene with Esposito that throws a grenade and just randomly shoots up his car as Sam is ambushed. Of course, Sam gets out
It's
of
not
it.
much of an ambush. He stands in the middle of the street with a gun. Like, he could have used a sniper rifle. He could have used, you know, an IED. He could have used
That's
anything.
right.
He could use anything.
Steve Rogers was taken down by a sniper rifle, but I guess none of these Sling Blade or fucking Sidewinder.
It's on
The bowl haircut.
Yeah.
Sling Blade.
Don't make
See,
me
I
laugh.
know that one.
You got that reference. Okay.
Some of you older people might.
Anyways, I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else.
At the very end, you don't need to
right.
stick around. He goes and visits Stern, and he's like, "Oh, you've been protecting everyone in the world, but they're coming. The others are coming." The end.
What other? Well, he only knows.
He says there's other worlds.
Yeah.
And so he's so smart that he has somehow figured out that there
It's
are
all about his-
multiverses
yeah.
and other worlds, probably setting up in Fantastic Four and those people coming over. And it's like, it's going to bring others into this universe. And so to me, that's confirmation that, you know, Robert Downey Jr.'s version of Doom is obviously from another world, but from a multiverse, and it might actually be Tony Stark, as you know, became somehow Doctor Doom. That would suck. I don't want that to be the case, but I don't understand why they would cast him as Doctor Doom. There's plenty of other actors that could have done
butts
it.
in seats.
Explain it though.
But yeah, I guarantee he's gonna be a Stark from a different universe that it became Doctor. I felt like this was confirmation of that. But, yeah, I'm just trying to build up the post-credit scene because Marvel didn't bother building it up. That was a really bad post-credit scene.
The Eternals are back.
Yeah.
Cherry Blossom. Did they even get a mention? I mean, obviously the Celestial Being was mentioned, but it's like, where are the Eternals?
No.
Why has nobody even talked about them?
Does the human?
I don't know if the humans
beings
even know
I don't
about
think they
them.
even really know about them.
Because, I mean, they had to have telescopes and see that there were little people stopping the Celestial Being right in front of the
They
Earth.
must have
Because
seen
they all
it.
went out there. I don't know.
They
Yeah.
have footage of everything. They had footage of the Incredible Hulk 2008.
This is just a fucking
They were
mess,
playing in
man.
the background.
I cannot wait. Honestly, okay, so after seeing this, I feel like the Thunderbolts asterisk is going to be a better film.
Yeah.
And then I think Fantastic Four is actually going to be a good film, it feels like. And then Avengers Doomsday, I'm going to see just for the fucking complete disaster. Like, how many fucking characters are going to throw in there randomly? Are the Eternals going to show up?
No.
The Guardians of the Galaxy are going to show up? And all these retired teams with much worse members. And like, hey, remember me?
I wonder if the Fantastic Four, the last one, are going to appear.
Oh,
Michael
you
B.
mean
Jordan?
the original
No.
Fantastic Four?
Michael B. Jordan.
And that's
them.
another opportunity for Chris Evans to show up.
No?
But they already did that with Deadpool and Wolverine with Chris Evans. So they can't do it. They already used that card, Joe. Anyways, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
And then on that incredible disappointing point,
Watch Sleep Blade.
Esposito will be back. He is the foil, apparently, he is the Red Skull to
I
this
hope
Captain
they have
America.
that
Yeah, because
costume.
he's just a dude with a gun.
Yeah, he's got to wear the costume next time.
I want that costume, though.
Esposito.
That costume and
Look,
holding a
if
shotgun.
he does Megalopolis, he'll put himself in that costume. The
With a
man has
shotgun.
no shame.
Throwing knives.
All right, that's enough.
That's it.
See you guys. One of the worst MCU films
This
and
year.
35 films. But what do they fucking care? 35 films later, they've made $40 billion.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that much, but pretty much $40 billion. All right. Anyways, we'll see you guys on the net. And, I also wanted to say, I saw trailers for Jurassic World, and then there were MCU trailers.
told
so I'm
you
like,
why.
is it because Marvel controls the trailers that go in front of their films?
It's
I
Marvel.
thought
They
the
don't want to put
theaters control
Superman in
that.
there.
I'm like, God damn it, there's no fucking Superman trailers. All the rest of the movies that come out in July have trailers, but I think it's because it's a Marvel film that they're like, we don't want that DC shit. They're our rivals. It's not that we're all superhero films, let's help each other. No, fuck that. And guy in particular, don't put the trailer in
The
front of
audience
that.
would be like, oh, yeah, let's go watch Jurassic Park. There's no other movie coming out.
Right.
Oh, Fantastic Four. That's it.
Yeah.
They're making them forget Superman.
Well, Superman's
so
only one
Marvel's
of
gonna-
40 people in that movie, so it doesn't matter anyway.
True.
They better have saved that Super Bowl revenue for putting the trailer in front of Jurassic Park.
Oh, I'm sure they've
We're
got a
gonna see
giant
Jurassic Park World, and if there's not a fucking Superman trailer in front of Jurassic Park World when we're sitting in those theater seats, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
We know the W's rolling in cash after things like, the Suicide Squad killed the
Squad.
Justice League and all the other
And more.
massive
Multiverse.
failures.
Massive failures. All right, guys. Well, that's it. And on that incredibly disappointing note, we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.